Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want, what you want, what you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Dot.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square solid and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick a can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K. But edicts can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push.
All right, we live. Peace and Black Top, and welcome to another episode of Knowledge Radio. Place for Knowledge Born. It's your host, Knowledge Born Alive. We got another legend, veteran, multi-talented, multi-layered brother that's here with us, man. The man, the myth, legend, CEO of Nusense Firearms and more. So let's welcome our CEO, our brother, Tarikh Mizan Brown, to the platform. Peace to you, brother. How you feeling today? What's going on?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. Peace. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, they say the blacker the berry, the better the podcast or something like that. So I'm rolling with that. You understand what I'm saying?
I feel it. You just got to do the knowledge. I'm already feeling it.
That's what's up. So for the family that's here listening, let's start with a brief introduction. You know, introduce yourself to the family. You could go from there.
For sure. My name is Tarikh. I'm an artist. I do music. I'm also a firearms instructor. You know, I'm a veteran. I'm a father. Just a creator. Just a guy out here just trying to make a way. And, you know, trying to get people to listen to my shit or, you know, see some art. That's about it. Trying to figure out a way to, you know, get some land, man. That's about it, bro.
That's the easy part. I'm gonna connect you with some people out there. So you out there in the box state, huh? You been out there in the box state for a minute. How'd that work out?
I'm in Colorado. I came out here because I was in the military. So I was in the Army, and it brought me out to Colorado. And then when I got out, I was like, man, do I go back to California and keep you know, I have all my family out there, but it was like a kind of a struggle. So I was like, well, let's just make it work out here, and we just stayed. So that's how we've been moving. Been out here for a minute. So
that's what's up. So what made you decide to go into the military?
Just life, man. Just you know, being you know, living in LA, having kids, trying to figure it out, not really knowing, you know, that stability, basically being homeless. So it was like, you know, nowhere else to go kind of situation. So I was like, man, I had already told my granddad, because he had did like maybe 25 years in the Army, and then he worked for the VA. So he was deep into it. So I had told him a long time ago, I was like, man, I might go to the military if, you know, if it worked itself out. And I guess it was just the situation. But yeah, it was definitely for the fam and just to better myself at that position. I was in need, I guess.
Okay, so you got into the Army, and you already had a family. So what was training like for you versus, being in there with some cats with no responsibility, no real picture in life?
It was crazy because I was like, I think 26 or 27, so I was old compared to a lot of them. And then I had I had got in, and my son, he has my name, and he was just born just a couple months before I left off, so it was a little weird, because he was just a baby, but I had to do what I had to do. So yeah, it was definitely weird coming back, and he was like 6 months or however old he was, because it was like that time when I was in training the whole time, but I had to do what I had to do for the fam.
So where you go for training at?
I went to Lost in the Woods, so I went to Fort Leonard
Oh
Wood.
man.
Yeah, my at first when I first saw my orders, it said I was going to the one in Georgia for the infantry motherfuckers. But yeah, but I didn't end up going there. They switched it, and I went to Fort Leonard Wood. And yeah, it was a trip, but it was weird because a couple people, not many, but a couple that I went to basic with ended up being the same MOS, because I was a supply guy. I was a 92 Yankee in the military, and yeah, so I was able to have people who I went to basic with go to AIT with, so that was cool. But it was weird, man. Military is it's interesting place. I feel like if people is built for it, yeah, definitely do it, but understand what you're signing up for, because it kind of mess with your mind a little bit. And then they indoctrinate you from day one. Like I still remember basic. I remember how they was like, we had to like hold stuff 2 hands 1 item when we was like getting food, and it was just weird. Like if you drinking a cup, you had to hold it 2 hands 1 item. You holding anything, you had to hold 2 hands 1 item, and then the drill sergeant would get on you for that shit. Like, oh, like. It was just extra, but I guess it was for like throwing grenades. I still don't know why they was doing that to us, but but yeah, the military. I mean, it's a blessing afterwards, because you're able to get the benefits and live life, and it's a lot of good benefits from it. But sometimes you be like, man, like going through it. But yeah, it's definitely interesting space, man.
How long did you stay?
I only did 1 term, so I was only in for like a little over 3 years.
Was that your plan initially going in? Just because you said you started off later.
My plan was to be an officer, but that shit didn't work out. I ended up like tearing some ligaments in my hand and like messing my hand up real bad within like year 2 or 3. So that kind of like threw a little monkey wrench in that. And after that, like it was just the transition out. So yeah.
So your first duty station was Port Carson, or you were somewhere before that?
Nah, just Carson.
Yeah, I was up there in Carson for like 6 months before we went with 4th ID over there to Iraq in 03 with 3rd ID before the invasion. So I was up there acclimatizing.
What years were you in? 03?
Oh yeah, I started in the 90s, like 90, 98. So 97, 98.
Yeah, much respect, man. I graduated high school in 03, so yeah. I remember 03.
I was looking for weapons of mass destruction in 03.
You find them?
I sure did. Yeah, me and everybody that was with me. We was the weapons of mass destruction running around. You know what I'm saying? So
when did you come to your name? Because it's funny, I've had many rap names over the years. I just ended up being Tarikh Mizan because it was just like I had so many. But at one point, I was True Master Born, and it was just for the T and B. So yeah.
Yeah, almost like 20 years ago. Around that same time. That same time. there was a culmination of everything that I learned with, no foundation. I had a whole bunch of information and no foundation. So, you know, coming into this degree system back then, allowed me and afforded me the opportunity to put everything together and come from a space, uh, a solid foundation. It made everything else make sense. The math made everything else make sense. Everything that preceded it and everything that would come after. So it's
Yeah,
around that time.
I got those lessons as a kid because my dad is 5%. So I grew up with all the supreme mathematics, supreme alphabet. So that's how I learned of it, and then it was just something I knew.
I ain't want nothing to do with that shit when I was young.
I probably the same way. I don't know. That's what my parents was on. They was I guess conscious in the 90s, and that's one of the things they was on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was a good experience after my journey, which is these are things along the way that you learn that keep and preserve you. You see what I'm saying? So, it kept my culture intact, kept my mind intact once I submitted to the process. So yeah, I came in the military, so you could imagine what I was going through in the military. As a young boy, 17, 18 years old, coming from that kind of foundation. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I feel it.
quick shout out. That's what's up. So you leave in the military, how did you kind of prepare yourself to leave? Prepare yourself for the transition.
I mean, they go through that little transitioning thing, but you're not really ready. I was ready though, because I didn't feel like. I mean, I felt like I could do 20 years, but then when I got in there, I was like, man, nah, I'm doing one term. I'm not built for this. It was just too much control over you. Like I had instances where like it was just ridiculous. Like I was because I did supply, they always was like you always need it, so it was just always something I had to do. So I was kind of over it, but when I got out, I ended up just becoming a cable man. So I didn't even do nothing in logistics or even in the military. I just went and worked as a cable man. I did that for a little while, and then my most recent thing I've been doing is working as a firearms instructor. I did that on my own, and now I work at a range, and I just do the instruction, but also work as a range officer, and just kind of like. Right now, I'm just learning the firearms industry. This year has been pretty cool because we started a club out here. So we just trying to get people more trained and more understanding, about that side. Yeah, my kids are like running behind me and stuff.
I gotta wear that. Gotta wear that. Yeah. So firearms training, what's some of the things you want to tell the people about firearms training, safety, home defense, self-defense, things like that? Like what kind of things do you get into in that regard?
Well, the first thing, just go to nusensefirearms.com. That's my website. And then or IG Nusense Firearms. And then we could start there. But I just feel like our people, we just gotta be about the firearms too, and we got to be all legal and just trained up and understanding how to use them. So that's just what I'm on, just making sure everybody is understanding how to use it, being safe. That's the main thing, but also getting into that space, because that's a space that it seems to be mostly people that don't look like us, and then when we go to places like we go to gun stores, people always feel uncomfortable. So we got to get past that.
That's real. So how did you get into music? And you got a bomb question after that.
Okay, I got you. So music, I got into that like in college. So I went to school in LA, in Los Angeles mostly. I went to Crenshaw my 9th grade year. Actually, I would say I got into music in high school, but I didn't really get into it into college. But I went to school in LA, so I went to Crenshaw, and then my family had moved us up to Vallejo for a little while, so I went to school up there for a minute, and then I came back to LA and I finished school at a school called Washington Preparatory High School. And it's an interesting school. A lot of other musicians that I found out after I graduated, and a lot of other beat makers. You know, like Raj G. That's like kind of a mentor in the Leimert Park beat making scene. But that brother passed away not too long ago. So, but he went to the same high school. I found out later. But yeah, so I would say I started getting into music in college, and it was just literally trying to rap, being a rapidy rapper, and then not having beats. And then I remember hitting up this guy named Young L. It was from a group called a Pack. It used to be Young L, Little B, Stunner Man, all them niggas. I don't remember all the rest of them. But I hit him up and I was like, man, I'm trying to get a beat, you know. And he used to make them simple ass beats, but I was still like, I was trying to get one at that point. and he was like, man, give me a rack. And you know, I was born in Oakland in the Bay Area, but I moved and I lived there as a kid, but not really growing up. I lived everywhere else, so I didn't really know what he meant. And then I was like, oh, 1,000, and I was like, damn, with 1,000, what could I do? And I was like, man, I'm gonna just buy a computer and learn how to make beats my damn self, so I could tell people to give me a rack. So, so that's how I started making beats, and then I try to balance it, but like right now, I definitely make more beats than like actually rapping on them. But you know, it's for I produce for other people. I've been getting into producing for like commercials and like getting music in different placements. So that's the goal, just to live off of art. But you know, still gotta grind every day.
So you got this question right here on the screen. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, it says, what is your biggest inspiration in music and business, and what are your goals with music in the upcoming years? So my biggest, I guess, inspiration would just be just to, like I said, just art, just to continue to create. Probably these little ones that keep running behind me and doing thumbs up and stuff.
My name is TJ.
All right.
Teacher, why you tell
Yeah,
me?
so my biggest inspiration in my family, but what I'm trying to do for next year with the music, I'm just trying to get at least 2 rap albums. I got 1 done this year, but I want to get at least 2 for next year. That's my biggest goal for next year. And shout out to Beach Bums. That's the homie that linked this all up.
Yeah, how you met this dude right here, man? You know what I'm
Just
saying?
IG. Just IG. Yeah, it's just IG. I mean, we might have met in LA. I don't know, because I think he's from LA, but I don't even know. But yeah, just IG.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's one of the sponsors on the platform, man. He been hooking me up with a bunch of interesting people. You see what I'm saying? So
hey, that's tight, man. I was like, dang, this guy's a veteran. Plus, it's called Do the Knowledge. I was like, man, this is tight. I definitely want to be a part of it. So, yeah, much respect to you and all of your service and everything you've done, sir. Because, yeah, I'm already knowing. What did you do in the military? What was your MOS like?
I started off as a Mortarman, 11 Charlie, and then I reclassed to an Alpha. So I did 92 Alpha work. I did 92 Yankee work. You know, I did all that shit.
So you know the logistics. You already know.
I've seen both sides of the battlefield. You know, as an infantryman in the battlefield and as a support element. Combat service support aspect.
It's a trip being on that side because they always come to you. And you do a lot of moves. Like you always got to have networks with other supply people, to get what you need to get. And then every time I like talk to a veteran or somebody that's in right now, hey guys, I'm on an interview, you gotta be quiet. So every time I talk to somebody, they always say like, the people you don't piss off is supply, and then they, I think they say like
paperwork.
or or them too. The 42s, it was like 42 Alpha when I was in. The HR people, because they could hook you up too. They can make it where you don't never go on leave. You know, you got autumn days. Right. But the military is a trip. I definitely my little brother, I'm trying to get him to go, but I'm like, man, just go to Space Force since you don't want to go to the Army, nigga. Just, excuse me if you're not supposed to cuss, but just go to Space Force, like.
Tell him to go learn the trade. Something he could do for the rest of his life. Go learn the trade. We very underserved and underrepresented, you know, in the service, you know, trade industry. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you go learn how to fix cars, where are cars going? They ain't going nowhere. You know, if you learn how to cut hair, people gonna still need their haircut. So, you know, tell him to get as many trades as he possibly can, you know, while he's young. So he can always be in a space to where he can provide a service and he can also teach a service. You see what I'm saying? We don't look at that no more. We don't look at that no more. We look at that stuff like that's menial, but this is how it's going. So if he's a carpenter, if he's a plumber, if he's whatever, you understand what I'm saying? He could go anywhere in the world and do that.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. That's real.
We did the military, so he don't got to do it. You know what I'm saying? He good.
I'm just saying he kind of like not trying to follow through. So I'm like, hey, you want somebody to tell you what to do? They'll tell you what to do real quick. Like,
right.
I feel like some people need to do it too, though, because it wakes things up. Like me, I was never about the firearms until I was in the military, because I'm seeing all these people. They got armories and shit. I'm seeing. I remember one time we went to like the carnival or something, and the homie who I was serving with came. He had his pistol on his hip, and this is like before I was really about that life. And I was just like, man. And he was telling me about his kid who he bought like her first rifle. She was like 4. and I'm like, dang, like it's real like that. And he's like, yeah, man. So I started seeing how other people like thought, firearms were serious. And, I was like, man, I might as well get into it. But my wife, she was definitely not about it. So, it took years to get to this point for sure.
It takes time. You go out there, training people with an invaluable skill, self-defense. That's the external self-defense. The internal self-defense is you taking care of your body, learning those key systems and healing and staying right,
That's right.
On all levels. But then this other point of execution, you got to be able to put the rounds down range when you need to. You understand what I'm saying? Like that. It should be something that's very practical, putting it together. The military taught us that there are threats of all kinds, internal and external threats. You see what I'm saying? So it made us aware whether we were, involved in the process or not. You understand what I'm saying? Like because we call ourselves American as people that hate Americans and the American way of life. You understand what I'm saying? So
I feel like we got to talk about that too, because I feel like people want to always like disconnect people who look like us from America, but America is our land. No matter what y'all want to say, like we didn't all come from Africa. We've been here, so like we cannot keep acting like we not part of this land. This is our shit. Like we indigenous to every place, but not this one. Like, come on. We Aboriginal everywhere, but we not an Aboriginal to America. People don't. We're not going to talk about. They play out like California. They be like, oh, California was named after a mythical black Amazon lady. Obviously, they would. It's just crazy, man. But we connected to this land. We need to stop that, like trying to make it seem like people who look like me ain't part of this land. Like we ain't the original people of this land, because we are. And when that starts coming out, I think a lot of stuff is gonna start. People gonna start really waking up, because yeah, that's the biggest thing that got people sleep right now. They think we all came from Africa. It's not true.
Well, everybody's story is who they apply it to. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, your cultural roots lead you in a certain direction. My cultural roots lead me in, not, you know, whatever the direction of my family lineage. You see what I'm saying? As long as the respect factor is there. You see what I'm saying? So I respect people who indigenous to this landmass. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yes.
know, my ancestors come from the continent. You know what I mean? I got bona fide proof. I'm good. You know, I ain't have to give nobody no spit or none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so
I would know where that spit is really
what's
going, though, or like if
right.
that's real. Like it's like it's so funny. Like you cannot take, like how you say you got bona fide proof. Obviously, you got that from your ancestors. You got that from your elders.
Right.
So you know it's passed down. But how can we continue to take history from, you know, a person who basically has shown you like they hate you, basically? Like that's dumb.
That's real.
And then
That's
it's
real.
like, yeah, so like we definitely gotta figure it out. So it's a lot of work. And 2020 has been very interesting. We haven't really even spoke about that, and like all this COVID situation, or just how like 2020's been. Like it's been a crazy year. So
so talk about it then. We right there. How has 2020 been for you? You understand?
Me, it's
your fan.
It's been interesting. I mean, it's been like at the beginning, me and my wife, we got a DJ business, so it was just getting popping. Like we get in events and got like getting gigs and stuff, and then it was like over. It just no more. So it's like, for like being a small business owner, I feel like it's just been like, it's been interesting. You just gotta learn to pivot, but like I don't know how everybody's pivoting, and I just feel like I don't know, a lot of people is going through it. So I'm blessed. I'm always blessed, but yeah, it's definitely been interesting.
So how adaptable had you had to be, you know, since you said, okay, you started here in this space as an entrepreneur.
That's why I started the Nusense Firearms, because I was like, man, I need another business. And then I started seeing, you know, like I was going into gun stores just trying to get ammo and shit. And then I started seeing like the need for training, and then the need for somebody who could be an instructor that looked like me, or just like that, you know, just myself. I was like, man, I could do this. Like, so I just started getting on it and getting them certs and stuff. And I was like, man, I want to be in this space too. So, yeah.
So what was that process like for you, going through that process to actually be certified as a firearms instructor?
It was, I mean, it's pretty much just going to classes. Like right now I'm certified through the NRA and through USCCA. So it's just basically going to the classes. So, you know, it's a little different, the vibes of the classes that I went to. Like when I went to the USCCA one, is what NAGA, which is the National African American Gun Association. And it was with some of the instructors that's associated through them. And it was in Atlanta, so it was tight, man. I was like, man, because I lived in Atlanta as a kid, but I'd never been back as an adult. So I was like, man, I'm in Atlanta. I'm training with people who look like me, so it was tight. But like my NRA, my instructor was this old white dude in the middle of nowhere, but you know, he was an old, you know, like Navy guy or something. So he was cool, but it was just different energy for sure.
That's real. So we got this question right here.
Getting into firearms, you start getting into. I would first recommend people just go to like a gun range or a store and just, you know, check them out. But I would also recommend y'all to like take classes, like take a handgun class, or take a fundamentals class, and just keep training. Understanding like what eye is dominant, just understanding little things about yourself, because you know that's good for like when you know shooting at a target, but like when a threat comes, it's gonna be like instantly. So you got to be able to quickly engage, you know, take that firearm off of wherever it's at and be able to put the rounds down range, but also knowing where you're shooting and what's behind what you're shooting. It's just it's a lot that goes into it. And I feel like with our new administration that we about to have, we better be ready for everything and anything, because yeah, who knows what's next.
That's real. 100%. So you still talk about the other, what was it? What's the other business?
So we got
the DJ
Vinyl and Patties. Yeah, it's called
Yeah.
Vinyl and Patties. It's a DJ business. So it's like we started at just me. I used to DJ in college, and then I wanted to DJ again. And I went to LA and I bought a DJ mixer off of the homie, and it kind of woke me up to wanting to DJ again. And then me and my wife, the last couple years, we was like, man, we need another. We always trying to like be entrepreneurs. We're not really trying to work for nobody, but you know, you end up still having to work with people. But yeah, so like I was like, man, we should just DJ. And she was like, I don't know at first, but then she was like, oh man, this is tight. Like I wanted to DJ too, and then she kind of took it over and started running with it herself. So yeah, it just became our little hustle where we could just go to different venues and go, you know, DJ. And yeah, it's a blessing because we still got work since COVID started, but yeah, it definitely slowed down a lot. And another side of the Vinyl and Patties is we do thrifts. So we do like the you know, like thrifting, buying stuff and reselling it. So we do that with the records. I'm really into vinyl, so we still DJ with actual vinyl. Like we still got vinyl. I got my little record player right here, and yeah. Another thing, hustle or another dream and thing we got going is a drum machine museum, and that's basically I started to see, like I saw Jay Dilla had his MPC in Smithsonian or whatever, and I was like, man, like nobody is giving love for all the like creators, you know, the Black creators and how they use this technology and made these amazing beats. And I was like, man, I'm gonna make a drum machine museum. So that's another project I'm working on, is basically to get a whole bunch of drum machines from, you know, early 90s, 80s, whenever time till present, but just to kind of celebrate that, because I feel like that's kind of forgotten a lot of times. And these companies, they be getting millions off of us, and like they almost like a shoe, like an MPC. Like I don't know if y'all know what an MPC is, but that's like a sampler. Like this is an old ass one. This is an MPC 2000 XL, but I got this because I wanted to be Pete Rock. So it's like hey, like I feel like we need to give that love out there too. Okay, you still there, brother? Okay, cool.
So what other things do you use as a producer?
So I mostly produce with analog equipment.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So I mostly produce with analog equipment. So I mean like drum machine.
What other tools do you use as a producer? Did you get into, you know, I think when you were in high school, like Fruity Loops and stuff like that?
Gotcha. Nah, I use Fruity Loops maybe for a little bit, but not really. I mostly after I got into production, I started just getting into drum machines and getting into hardware, and yeah. So I like to use stuff I could touch. Yeah.
Okay. What's up right there? That's what's up. That's vintage. You know, you pulled out records. You see what I'm saying? So you into that kinesiology, you know, that science of touch. Yeah, that's definite. You know.
It's just a little different. I mean, I still do Ableton. Ableton is my my DAW of choice, like when I'm on a computer. But I mostly be trying to do stuff outside the computer and then just bring it in and then just, you know, go from there.
Biggest lessons learned from 2020.
I would say like just be prepared for anything. You stay ready so you don't get ready. I would say go get you some solar panels or some. I don't know, man. Like just being ready, just being prepared. Have a plan. You know, understand. Just being prepared. That's my main thing that I've learned from this year.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So, what 2021 look like for you that you can
Man,
share with us? What you got?
I got some classes. So I got some concealed handgun permit classes. I got some firearms classes, and then to be honest, I'm trying to get it to where I could get this land and then start my own range, or you know, have somewhere where we could train. So that's probably going to happen within this next year. You know, somewhere where it's like the Nusense Firearms range, you know, basically. But I'm just learning. I'm still always learning, but I'm gonna put out another album. I want you guys, actually, if you guys are all watching this, all the people, thank you for everybody who's here, but go listen to that Tarikh Mizan American Dad story. I feel like that album is just me and my thoughts of 2020. So like go listen to that, and then you can feel my 2020. And then besides that, 2021, I just want to keep being creative, but also keep building up Nusense Firearms. It's a group, so it's a gun club. I mean, so I want more members. I want everybody to, you know, to be safe and just to be prepared, and just build it as big as it could be.
There you go, right there.
Yup.
There you go. There you go, right there. You understand what I'm saying? And
hey, yeah, Beach Bum, let's get this land, bro.
I got some family in town too. I'm gonna link you with.
Link me,
I'm
man.
gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there to see you.
Oh yeah, come through.
Yeah.
Like whenever y'all want to come through, we could go to the range. We got the indoor range. We could go to the outdoor range, whatever. But also just to build. Like I'm trying to get this music out there, but I'm also just trying to get these thoughts out there. Like I kind of even talk about the fact that I draw. Because I'm kind of lazy with it now. But I still draw, and I still 2021 definitely we're gonna have a comic book out there from me, Tarik Mizan Brown. So I'm putting it out here on live, so it could be out there. The universe can understand I'm serious about it. I'm coming back for my art skills, but yeah, I still draw. Like my degree is actually in art. My bachelor's is in art. So yeah.
So we got a plethora of things coming out 2021.
Man, we gotta keep at it, bro. Yeah. And
where can they find your music at?
All the streaming platforms. We're gonna get it on vinyl. 2021. That's another goal. We got like 5 of them right now, but we're gonna get some music on vinyl. But it's all on Apple Music, Spotify, all that. It's even on YouTube. Just put in Tarik Mizan. Just take off the Brown of my name and put Tarik Mizan, and then you can find me. I'm out there.
What's your message for the people? What you want them to take away from everything that you do?
I just want them to take away that you know, that I'm here for my people. I got y'all if y'all need some help. If you need to learn something, if you're trying to build, let's build. But I'm here for my family. You know, I'm just trying to build up my family. I got a daughter, 2 sons, and I got a seed on the way. So, you know, I got a big family. So I'm just here for them, try to leave something for them. That's why I'm always talking about land, because I feel like, you know, we need to wake up to understanding like getting our land back, but also just getting land, period, and understanding the rights of the land. Because a lot of times, like I'm in the house right now, but I'm pretty sure I don't own rights to the land, and you know, so it's like it's a trip, but I own this house, but I don't to the same extent. So it's like we just got to get more educated. So I appreciate avenues and places like you, and that's getting people just more knowledge, you know. So it's very powerful.
So we about to get a quick sample of this real deal. Okay, they need to go check this out. I'm gonna play it from Spotify. Give me your joint to play. Which joint you want me to play? High Horse, Larry the Clown, Lemert Park Veterans, Aboriginal. Don't know how to feel.
Play
Which one
that,
you want me to bless them with?
probably that Lemert Park Veterans. Let's go to that one.
All right.
Yup. And this is from oh yeah. This is from yeah. Y'all could go listen to it too, man. Y'all go listen to this shit. Thank you. Run them micro sense up. So this song is special because it's the only one produced by somebody, not me. So yeah. I can't hear shit. No, I think he's playing some of the music. I can't hear shit. Oh, maybe he's not. I don't know.
My music won't be streamed. It won't allow itself to be streamed.
Due to knowledge. I'm just on here, live as fuck. I think we're done. I don't know. I don't want to back out if we're not.
I got booted off. I don't know what's going on with this.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be trying to can't steal my music. I don't know. Thinking I'm stealing my own stuff, man. I don't know.
All right, so final remarks before you go, and let people know where to find you. If they need production or whatever services, let them know where.
Yeah, just for the firearms, definitely check nusensefirearms.com. We definitely we out in the Colorado area. For the production and everything else, just check out official Tarik. That's my IG, and it's spelled TARIKH, official Tarik. And yeah, just find me on there. Besides that, yeah, just thank you, brother, for you know, giving me this platform to come speak.
All right, don't be a stranger. We're gonna have you back, and we're gonna fix this whole situation. We're gonna do like a album breakdown or something.
Hey, I'm down, bro. Let's do it. That's crazy because I never did nothing like that. So I just love the energy. Thank you, man. Thank you for you know, being a veteran, but also spotlighting other Black veterans and letting people know, you know. Yeah. I don't know who's having.
Word. So we out for now, but we're gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? Be on the lookout. Tarikh Mizan on the rise.
Yes. Thank you. Peace.
All right, enjoy your day, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. Peace.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the gritty.
Best developed by recognizing the common enemy.